Hiya. Sorry I can't be there today. The snow's really bad here. Can't get out of the road. My car's stuck on like half on the curb, half on the road. It's a bit stupid, but I can't move it. Doesn't look too bad actually, but for some reason the roads are just really icy. Not sure, but it's not really worth the risk, I don't think. So thought I'd do this video. I spoke to Hannah earlier, and I told you about doing this video. I'm going to do mainly core exercises today, so things that you're quite not fond, the wrong word, you're quite familiar with, so you know what you're doing, and the chances of you injuring yourself are quite small, which is the main thing. I don't want you guys to get injured doing this. That's why I've picked mainly core exercises. Okay, so we're going to go for a warm up, a couple of stretches, and then get into it. So starting off, as always, stretching across. So again, 15 seconds, stretching one way. Just feel the stretch down the side and hold that there for about 15 seconds. Switching sides. Again, obviously 15 seconds, stretch on the other side. Just making sure that you can feel the stretch there, just pushing across as far as is possible so you can feel a really good stretch on the side. Okay? I don't know if you remember the rest, but I'll go through them anyway, just to be sure. Legs out wide, stretching down. Again, stretching the backs of the legs, making sure that you can feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. So again, about 15 seconds, just stretching down, so you can feel the stretch back there. Once you've done that, I'm going to go across to each ankle. So start with your left ankle, stretch down, and just feel the stretch in the back of that leg. You shouldn't be able to feel it in the back of the other leg, just that leg you're pulling down. Again, about 15 seconds there. Switching sides, stretching down this way, back to the legs, feel that there. Okay, come up, and then whichever leg you're going to go, say you go with your left leg pointing that way, so you're bending your knee towards the way your toes pointed, and leaning into it, feeling the stretch in the groin area. If you can't feel it, just push your back leg out further, and just lean into it so you can feel that stretch in the groin area. Once you can feel that, switching legs after 15 seconds, and do exactly the same with the other leg. Stretching across until you can feel that stretch. Okay. As I said before, 15 seconds for each stretch. Hold it there. Last one, as always, kneeling down, making sure that you're not just leaning forward, you're actually pushing your hips forward. You should be able to feel it on the back leg. I mentioned to April yesterday about the hip flexors. Put your hand on your hip, you can feel your hip bone. About an inch below that, you should be able to feel a hip flexor. It's quite hard to describe, but you should be able to feel it. It's quite prominent there. Okay, 15 seconds. Switch your legs. Same again. I'm not sure if you heard that click. It wasn't painful. Leaning forward again, feeling that hip flexor. You should be able to feel there. Okay. The only other stretch we're going to do before we get into the exercises are swing kicks, as I know you both love them. If you want to hold on to something, you can feel free to. Just making sure that you're swinging up, leg as high up as you can, swinging back, and obviously do about 20 on each leg, just to make sure your hamstrings are feeling okay. Okay, let's get into the exercises. All the core exercises we're going to do today, we're going to do 20 of each exercise, and some we're going to do 40 depending on, if they're single leg for example, we'll do 20 on each leg, not 10. So we'll do 20 on each exercise. Okay, so starting off with knee tucks. All of these exercises you should be quite familiar with, like I said, so that's why I've picked them for today. Okay, we should see this. Laying down your back, start off with your knees in the air. I'm just going to bring the knees in, push your legs out, okay? Try not to have your legs too low, so don't want any excess strain on your lower back. So bring your knees in, push your legs out, bringing the knees in. Okay? When you bring your knees in, making sure that you're breathing out. So you're breathing in now, in, and breathing out. Out, 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 out. When you're breathing out, as I said before, you naturally will tension your abdominal muscles. And if you can squeeze the abdominal muscles as you bring your knees in, it will make you get a lot more benefit out of the exercise. So you're breathing out, breathing in, sorry, breathing out. Okay. we're going to do one set of 20 of those. During the exercise, just making sure that the tempo of the movement is nice and controlled. So try and resist using any momentum. It was natural to use momentum. Just try and resist as much as you can. If it helps, I always find that timing an exercise will make you can always tell you how well controlled it is. So, for example, for a set of 20 knee tucks, ideally you'd want to do 2 seconds out, 2 seconds in. Okay, so it looks something like this. You start off 2 seconds out, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so one knee tuck should take about 4 seconds. So 20 knee tucks should take about 80 seconds. So about 1 minute 20. So if you feel you're not sure about your form, how quick or how slow you're going, just quickly time a set of 20 and see how close you get to 120. Ideally, it'd be 10 seconds either side. That'd be perfect. Okay. Next exercise is flat bent leg raises. Okay. So similar exercise to knee tucks, but a little bit different in the same respect. Okay. So we're going to start off with the heels on the ground, toes off the ground, down, flat on the floor. Okay, just put your hands by your side or wherever you feel comfortable holding them. Okay, and we're just going to bring the knees in, squeezing at the top, lowering down, making sure that your heels don't touch the floor. The only time you're allowed to touch the floor is if you feel any excess strain in your lower back. As mentioned before, just make sure you don't feel anything. If you do feel anything, then please just put your feet on the floor, rest for a second, and then carry the set on. Don't power through. Don't feel that you're missing out on any benefits just by powering through, because you're not. I promise you, you will still get the same amount of benefit out of the exercise by resting. It's just the last thing I want is any lower back problems for you guys. Okay. So the next exercise is a short bridge, which I know we've done before. Similar position, legs bent, laying on the floor, hands by the side to support you. Just raising the hips up, push the hips as high as possible, keeping the glutes squeezed and the core tight also. Okay, and lowering down. Look at it. All these exercises have a similar tempo to the exercise. So we're going to push up. Take about 2 seconds to push up till we get reach the top, and 2 seconds to lower. Sorry, my catch is in the way a little bit. Go on, big cat. Go there. So as I said, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down. Okay, and just making sure that you're taking it nice and controlled, squeezing the core at the top and all throughout, nice and slow. Okay, good. So that is the short bridge. Again, making sure that you're nice and controlled throughout the movement, and that you're keeping the core tight and breathing slowly in and slowly out also as you go through. Okay. The next exercise is flat frog raises. So similar to the flat bent leg raises, but it's like a little, like a harder version, if you like, a little bit more advanced. So we start off with these ones just to get you warmed up into it, and then pick it up as we go along. Okay. So flat frog raises. We're going to start off with the legs up straight. So you're in a sort of 90-degree angle, and we're only going to lower down to about 45 degrees. So you lower down to here and bring the legs back up. Okay? It will all depend on how much strength you've got in the lower part of your abdominals. You probably would be able to go quite low down and come up, but then, as mentioned before, the problem arises with the lower back area, and that's the last thing we want is any sort of strain on there. So only go to about 45 degrees and come up, and again, bring in. Squeezing the core as you bring your leg up. So from here, breathing in and now breathing out. Breathing out as you bring your leg up. Breathing in as you lower your legs down. So in, out, in, out. Good. So a set of 20 of these. As again, and yeah, just making sure, just keeping the make sure you're both keeping each other's form. throughout. I know it's not going to be as easy as if I was there, but ideally you would get more benefits out of having good form. So yeah, just keep that in mind, and I don't want you to rush through anything. And obviously the last thing I keep mentioning, because it's so important, is that you don't get injured. It really is. Okay, so the next movement, I don't think we've actually done before, but it's an extension of this short bridge, so we're going to go through it. I think you'll both be competent enough to do this, so I'm more than happy to show you this quickly. Okay, so the next movement we're going to do is called a straight bridge. So continuing on with the theme of these exercises, a lot of it is all progressing up the same exercise. So you start off with a short bridge, move on to a straight bridge, and then eventually you get into things like a full bridge where you go all the way around, but that's for another day. Okay, so starting off, we're going to be making sure our chest is up, our shoulders are back, so we're sitting nice and sitting up straight, and our body's at about a 90-degree angle, so straight up and straight legs, okay? And from here, you have the hands down by our sides, just behind your hips, okay? And from here, you're going to push your hips up. So we're going to start off with the hands flat on the floor, push up, bring your hips up, bring your hips as high up as possible, and then lower and down, okay? So similar to the bridge in that you push the hips up. Instead of having the elbows on the floor and pushing up, you have the legs straight, go a little bit harder. If you find any sort of excess strain in the wrists, feel free to change the wrist positions to the side or to the back, so you can go to the back and then pushing up. Again, keeping the core tight, keeping the glutes tight, and lowering down. Pausing at the top for a couple of seconds. So 1, 2, pause, 1, 2. Okay? Again, just making sure you take it nice and slow. If you need to take any breaks during the set, feel free. And also during the whole workout, if you need to take any breaks, then feel free to just grab a drink, pause the video, and then just carry on with it, whatever you need to. Makes no difference to me. Okay, so the next exercise is flat straight raises. Now, this exercise is quite difficult. I mentioned it before in the frog raises. I just want to see how you get on with a more advanced exercise, because you're progressing so much each session. You get to a point where these exercises I wouldn't even thought of doing at the start, that I'm going to try you out on, both of you, in the next couple of weeks. So for this one, I'm not going to say 20. I'll probably say 5 or 10, but it all depends on how you're feeling and how the lower back's feeling also, because it's going to be quite a heavy core session, so I don't want you to push yourself too much. Okay, so starting off, straight legs, and similar to the frog raise for this one, we are going to lower down just a couple of inches off the floor so your legs are almost straight, and bring it up. And as I mentioned before, if you need to rest in between repetitions, feel free, so you can do one at a time, then go again, bring the legs up, lower down, and again, similar to the frog raises, making sure you're breathing in as you lower down, and breathing out as you bring the legs up, okay? And I'll keep saying it throughout the whole video. It must be getting really annoying now, but making sure that you do take any breaks you need to prevent that lower back pain. Okay, the next one, a little bit different. Elbow to knees, we've done this before, I know we have. Laying back, we're going to do 20 off each side, so 40 in total. Fingers on temples, knees bent in. You're going to rotate to the side, so your elbow touches the knee. You come into the other side, elbow touches the other knee, and repeat. Okay, so 2 touches would be 2. It's 1, 2, we're going to do 20 off each side, so 40 in total. Okay. The next exercise we're going to do together. Obviously I can't do it here because I'm on my own, but we've done this before, having your feet together. So you're leaning back either on your hands or on your forearms, whichever one you prefer. I prefer hands. And we're going to push each other's feet. We're going to do circles. So 1 circle, you just watch my feet from here. That would be 1 circle. So 1, 2, 3, okay? Once we get to 20, we're reversing. It will feel really awkward and unnatural because bikes don't reverse, so it is quite weird. Okay. And again, just making sure that you're not going too fast, taking it nice and easy. If you can time how long a circle takes with your legs, ideally it'd be 2 seconds. So from here, it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so it's nice and controlled tempo, not rushing anything. Obviously, you get the maximum benefit out of the exercise by being nice, slow and controlled. Okay, so 20 forwards, 20 backwards, feet together. Next exercise, quite similar. They usually go together with the V-sit bicycle. Is V-sit leg circles. Exactly the same position. This time we're going to have the legs straight. And we're going to circle each other's legs. Again, 2 seconds round, 20 in each direction. Back. I want you to do 20. And relaxing there. With these, if you want to break, I'd say at 20. So do your 20 around whichever direction you choose. Break there, have a couple of seconds rest, and then do 20 in the opposite direction. It's a little bit harder than the bicycle, so I would say do these do a little bit, maybe a little bit faster. I wouldn't mind maybe sort of instead of doing 1 circle for 2 seconds, say 2 circles in 3 seconds. So you can do a little bit faster. But as I said, the main thing is you do control it. There's not enough momentum, so you're just sort of swinging your legs around wildly. Okay, the next exercise are leg pushes. There's no real way of me doing this without looking quite silly, so enjoy the next sort of 10 seconds or so. Right, landing your back, and push off the floor with your feet until your legs are in the air. Then with your hands, just put your hands on your lower back. Okay, so I'm just move forward a little bit. Wait, there we go. So hands on the floor, feet on the floor, push forward, using your feet as momentum, and put your hands on your lower back. So feet up, hands on the lower back. I'm going to bring the knees in, as low down as possible, trying to avoid hitting myself in the head, and pushing up. Okay? Bring the knees in, pushing up. Keeping the elbows on the floor, elbows tucked in nicely, and hands on the lower back. Bring the knees in, pushing up. Okay? Keeping the core tight throughout, and again, a set of 20 of these. Brilliant. Okay, the next exercise we've done once before, I believe. I think it was one of the sessions when April got dizzy, so I've been sort of a little bit put off by it. But there's no reason why you shouldn't do this exercise. It's a good exercise. So yeah. Ideally, you'd have a Bosu ball there, but it won't make much difference as long as you've got like a gap. So you want to start off with your hands in about shoulder width apart. Can I see this here? One second. So start off here. Hands will be shoulder width apart in the full press up position. From here, you're going to go down into the forearms. So you're going down into the plank position, back up into the press up position. So that's 1. Okay. So down, down, up is 1. So we're going to do 20 of those. Grab this. Really good isometric hold. We've done these before, but again, just take your time. If you need to rest in between, like I said, keep saying, it must get really boring saying this. Just take your time, rest in between if you need to, feel free. Next exercise, one-legged crunch. So again, this is another one where we're going to do sets of 20 of each leg. From here, one leg bent, one leg straight. If you would feel better taking it in turns, so one of you does 10, then switch over, so one person holding the other one's foot, then feel free. If not, then do it yourself, whatever's easier. So one leg bent, one leg straight, arms behind your head, and breathing out as you bring your arms up. So breathing in, breathing out, sitting up, touch your toe, breathing in, breathing out, touch your toe, breathing in, breathing out, touch your toe. Even though we're using our arms to swing up, I don't want you to put too much emphasis on the momentum. The only reason we're using the arms is just more like a pendulum swing. So your arms are coming up. I still want you to use the core muscles by squeezing the core as you breathe out and sit up. So you're not just swinging your arms wildly just to sort of swing you up. because then you're not using your core muscles, you're using different muscles to get you up, which is pretty much a complete waste of time. Okay, the next movement is a plank knee driving. So we're going to do 20 of each leg. Start off in the plank position from here, feet sort of about shoulder apart. I'm just going to bring the knees in, one at a time. So 20 of each leg. Slowly bringing each knee in and trying to again resist going too fast when you bring in the knees. Okay. How many more? 3. Got 7 more. So it's quite a long list of exercises these, but I'm sure you'll both be okay with all of them. Okay, next one, star crunches. Quite self-explanatory. Start off in the star position, and again using your arms as a little bit of leverage to sit up, come forward, touching the toes, lower down, breathing in on the way down, now breathing out now, come up, touching your toes. Again, a set of 20. Next one is going to be a side plank. So laying on your side, one arm on one forearm. I'm just going to come up, hold this here, your hand here, here, and wherever you feel comfortable having your opposite. And just keep your hips off the floor. Try and get your body in one straight line. We're going to try and hold that for about 30 seconds. And then again, repeating on the other side. Legs together, come up, bring your hips off the floor so there's enough space. Your body still on one straight line. And just hold that again for about 30 seconds. And then relax. Okay. Feeling quite tired out. Next one is toe tappers. I'm sure you've remembered doing these before. Won't be able to see all of this. Starting off, with your hands up to the side of Jesus pose. From here, we're going to go down, touch the opposite toe, come up. I know you can't see my toes, but I'm guessing you've got a roughly idea of what I'm doing. So arms up, touch the opposite toe, come down. More of a balance exercise than a core exercise, but still keeping the core strong throughout will benefit you. So again, 20 on each side, and then moving on. Okay. The next exercise is a dead bug. Now we've done these before with swish balls. I know we have, and we're not going to use the swish balls today. Obviously, we're just going to do it with your hands and your legs, but it's quite good coordination to do it without the swish balls. So yeah, see how you go with this. Similar to the elbow to knee exercise, but hand to knee sort of. Okay, so starting off, opposite arms, opposite legs. So my right hand, my right leg, my left leg, sorry, are up, and the opposite are two. They're straight back, but they're not on the floor. Okay, so hand to calf, bringing this in, switch over, and calf. Okay, so it'll always be left hand, right leg, right hand, left leg. Hand on the calf, bringing in, do the opposite. What we did before was similar. We had the ball, had the switch ball there, with lowering down, bringing in, doing this. So this time, similar movement. We're going to do 20 off each side, so 40 in total. Again, bringing it in, switching it out. Okay, so some dead bugs. Next one is called V-ups. Quite a small movement, but it's more similar to like a little crunch, just for the top part of the abdominals. So, laying down on your back, and from here, you're going to straight legs, straight arms. You're going to come up, so your shoulders just come off the floor, lower down, come up, lower down. Okay, and again remembering, breathing out as you sitting up, and breathing in as you go down. Quite a small motion. 2 seconds is quite long to do the motion, so again, just nice and controlled, just going up and down in a controlled manner. 2 more. One of them, this one's called Superman's. Kneeling down on all fours. Again, hands about shoulder apart from here. You go opposite hand, opposite leg. So leg goes out straight, arm goes up straight in sort of Superman pose. Switch over. Again, making sure it's opposite legs, otherwise you will fall over. And that won't be very good with it. Okay, and the last one is butterfly crunches. So sit down, feet together. We've done this before. Make sure the feet are nice and tight and push together. Wait. There we go. Feet together, hands back, and again using your hands as momentum, just swinging forward, touching your feet. Try and keep your feet quite close to you. It's natural for your feet to sort of push out, but if you can, swinging forward, keep your feet close in, touching your feet. Again, one set of 20 of those. If you could, it'd be great if you could write down a few notes or just make a few notes or something about how the session went, just so I know for my records. Obviously, when I look back now, everything you've done, I've got it on record, and I can see how you've progressed, like sort of strength-wise, flexibility-wise, and all-round just general fitness is just a lot better now than what it was at the start, which is really good to see. And for a personal trainer, that's all you want, really. It's the main thing. I mean, I know people talk about weight loss and fat loss and things to build muscle, but as long as you're getting fitter, you're getting stronger as the weeks are going on, that's all that I want. So I'm perfectly happy, and yeah, I'm sure you're both going to be fine with this workout. Any problems, then make a little note. But yeah, just let me know how it goes. Like I said, I've never tried to do this before, but I was a bit gutted because I wanted to go through a workout. I obviously had a workout planned with you guys, so I'm a bit annoyed that the weather's got in the way, but I'm hoping that even though it's been a sort of negative day, that this will turn into sort of a positive day. So thanks for taking part in this. Let me know how it goes, and might be a sort of a regular thing in the future if we carry on having the winters we're having. Who knows? Right, I'll see you both on Thursday, I think. Yeah, see you Thursday. Thanks guys, cheers.